Good evening, guys. Just thought I'd drop in to let you see how the garden is doing. As you can see, it's taking off fantastically. Every year it takes off, and every year at the start of the year I'm worried. So we're going to start over here with some deterrents and also your pollination attraction. So this right here is some bee balm. I've been saying hyssop in the past, but this is bee balm. Now it hasn't flowered yet, but the flower is going to be purple when it flowers. And then down here, we have the Menace Sweet Mint, which you can see is in my garden. But I know what to do. I know I need to, make sure that it doesn't, grow in and that I maintain it. So we're going to go around before we go straight forward. We're going to go to the Cortland apple tree here. This is the apple tree that my husband wanted. And this is the first one we got, and it's doing really well. It has one. And let me find the other. There are two more apples on here. I think we have to come around to the back. Right here has two apples on it. You can see that apple there. Has two apples on it. And then we go over here to the Beastly berry tree. This is my sweet berry. And this is it from the side. So I'll walk around to it in a minute. As you can see, I'm going to have plenty of berries this year. And I'll take you in closer. That little green dot there, that's going to be berries. It's doing fantastic. We come over to the side here. This is a berry bush that was already here, so I don't really know what kind it is yet. I have to wait and see. If anyone knows, drop it in the comments. And then over here is my white grapevine. It's doing well. This is his second year. And then these two shoots you see shooting up here, this one here is from this bush. And then this one here is actually from this berry bush. So now we're going to look in. Here are my bell peppers. This is bell pepper alley. Over here we just have our regular green bell peppers. And these two, for some reason, I just recently got them. They look like they're struggling a bit, but I know they're going to be fine. And then over here we have the red bell peppers, which includes the red maconi, which is one of my favorites, especially if you're cooking an Italian dish. It tastes so good with any kind of pasta or spaghetti. Well, not any kind of pasta, but if you're making like your traditional lasagna or spaghetti bolognese, it's really good with that. Okay, so now we're going to walk around and we're coming over to Tomato Alley. Let me zoom out. This is Tomato Alley. This is my true, and the tag is down in there, but it's a Russian tomato, and I don't have any tomatoes on here yet. But, oh, I misspoke, I do. I have one here. You can see that little guy there. I have a tomato there. And then over here is my Cherokee Purple. And she has a nice little one on her. And then she has some more there that you can see. She has some more there. So my tomatoes are starting to come out. And then back here, that's the other Cherokee. And then this is the Black Beauty. Now, she has the most flowers out of all of my tomatoes. As far as my big tomatoes go so far. You can see she has a lot of flowers. But I have not found a tomato on her yet. I misspoke again. I haven't actually checked. There's a tomato on her. So now we're going to come out. This is Okra Alley. It's off to a slow start, but I think it's going to do good. On the end there, it's my Star of David. And then we come around to another African variety that I'm trying to grow this year, and I can't say the name. But now I will show it to you. Here's the tag. This is the name of it. And then for some reason, either I forgot to plant the motherland or it didn't come up. But no worries, I'm still going to have okra. This is my cucumbers here. I had a tag, but sometimes, guys, okay, that's my straight 8s. So I see my tag. This is my straight 8 cucumbers. And then over here, or some of my peppers that I started earlier. I won't do that again because now they're struggling. They still haven't recovered yet, but I'm fine with that. I believe these are the Buena Malata. Let's look down and have a look. Yep, but I think they're still going to be fine. And then I just planted some radishes here. And then I've been cleaning up, pulling weeds. So that's what that is. And we come over here to this is basically, if you grew up in the South and you know what muscadines are, this is basically muscadines. So you zoom in, you can see I'm getting ready to have some grapes. This thing took off and it's growing over here where I have my cucumbers. So my husband actually put something else up on it, but keep forgetting I'm zoomed in. But you can see, so she starts here. She starts here, and then we're actually walking down, and she gets really bushy here. And keep going, making sure I don't step on anything. And then she ends here. So this is her second year. And like I previously said, those are my okras. I think they're going to make it. This over here are my sunflowers that a bird or a squirrel, nature, decided to plant in my tomato beds. So all I had to do was transplant them. As you can see, they're doing great. I can't really remember, though, which sunflowers I planted last year. Some of these might be mammoths, but I don't really know what the other ones are. So we're walking along. Here's my rose bush. It's kind of skinny in the middle because it keeps getting black spot disease, and I keep having to cut all the leaves off, so I'm waiting for that middle to fill back in. But she is blooming nicely up top. And guys, these smell great. I need my husband to get the ladder and come up there and top those so those can grow. Okay, so in front of us, I had tomatoes popping up everywhere, so I just put some here. There's a borage. There's a currant plant, and I saw some currants on here. Yeah, here's some currants there. If you can see those are some currants. And then here's a felon pepper plant that I tried to transplant. This is my lemongrass. I think she's doing well. And the pepper, they do look a little dry, guys, but I try not to overwater. So they're fine. I'm going to soak them in really well tomorrow because it's supposed to be really hot tomorrow. More sunflowers. This is some callaloo that I transplanted from this one here. And here are my sweet peas. You can see it's doing fine. I don't know how many I'll get off of that, but it's doing fine. This is the callaloo here. Zoom out. This is the callaloo. I've been eating off it. It's really tasty. It's like spinach, but tastier to me. This is my bok choy. No, you're not supposed to plant it in the summer, but I just wanted to try it. That's why it's going to seed, but I've just been cutting the top off and eating it anyway. My sage that I planted down along here, that one there isn't doing so well, but this guy is doing really well. Over here is where I put some greens. You see that rugged Jack kale there? All the rest of these that are flopped down are greens. They look like that because I spaced them out, so they're in shock, but they'll be okay. Okay, there's a lot, guys. So we come around here. I planted this tomato plant here because I literally thought it was a cherry tomato, but I'm looking at the blossoms on it, and I don't think this is a cherry tomato. I think this is a regular tomato plant, but that's fine. Now we come over here. I'm so happy about. These are kind of making it in it, but the next time I won't do the Dollar Tree tower. I'll do the Aldi because I think that they don't allow the roots to grow, but they're doing okay. And look, guys, strawberries. I have strawberries down here. They might be kind of hard to see. Here's one, big one here. Here's another guy. And then here's a tiny little one. Don't know what happened to him. And then here's a big one here. This one has some, but they're not ready. So this is what they look like before they turn red. All right, we're over here to the big bed. It's doing really well. So got strawberries in here. Those that I just showed you aren't ready. Like this color here, they're not ready. They need to be completely red. But you look down and see, and there they are. And this is a bunch all mixed in together. So I haven't picked them yet because I wanted to shoot the video first. But the the strawberries are doing really well. Let's come over here and check on the fennel. The fennel is doing well. The oregano looks like it's doing okay. That is the snake of Mugala from Turkey eggplant, and it looks like it's starting to do better. I'm going to read the package again. Maybe I need to add something to it. But that one right here is starting to take off, so I believe all the rest will take off. That's my Japanese eggplant, and that's my regular black beauty. Again, with the peppers that I started early, the pippin peppers, the buona malata, they're doing okay. So hopefully they'll start to take off. All right, we come over here. So I got a lot of volunteer. I planted Candyland and Midnight Snack tomatoes over here last year, and the birds just dropped out of the seed. So they reseeded, so I planted 3 along here. But this is where I have my asparagus. This is my asparagus. Now this right here is actually the ferns where it drops the seeds. So they say it takes, I believe someone said, about 10 years for asparagus before you can just like really start picking them. So I'm in my 3rd year, but I want to show you what they look like. So we're going to look down here. Well, let's see if I can find it first. You're just looking at mulch now. Uh-oh, guys. I saw a little asparagus earlier, but now I don't see it. Hopefully something didn't get it. Yeah, that was one here earlier. I saw it. All right. Well, sorry about that. I don't know what happened with that. Okay. There's my rhubarb. Still need to do research on that. Don't really know much about that. Here are the fruit trees that I bought. This is the banana tree. It's doing well. That's the olive. There's some thyme down there. There's an orange tree. Looks like it's doing pretty good. And the lemon tree. And then we go right here. And this tiny little guy here is a Mexican sunflower. And I don't know what's wrong with it. Hasn't really shut up yet. But again, I know it probably will. This is the green doctor tomato plant. That's just a cactus, so it's doing fine. These are the alyssiums I planted. They're doing well. This is going to be purple zinnia. You can probably guess the theme of my garden that I'm working on. And then we're going to walk around. And we have a new member about this hibiscus that was on discount at Lowe's. I bought it. It's still recovering, so that's why it looks like that. But I bought that and planted it here. All right. Now, we'll get some shade and then still look at these potato plants. Those far off to the back are my russets. Now, they were slow coming up because I planted them last, but now you can see they're doing really well. So I'm so happy that I'm going to be getting some potatoes this year. I mean, that's the plan. Now then, we back out, and these are the reds. They're doing the best. So all these guys that I'm going to start going along here are reds. And you see they're doing fantastic. This popped up in the soil. I didn't know what it was, so I just let it stay. Now we get here, and these are the blues. These are one of my favorite potatoes. I love them. I love the color, and I love the taste. And they're doing well. And then the other are over here. These are the rest of the blues. So guys, my potatoes are doing good. And then this is just more deterrent. So this right here that you see, this is wormwood. And then this is a hyssop. And we're going to walk down through to my Chicago Peace Rose. She was struggling the first couple years. This is her third year and she's doing a lot better. Here's another strawberry bed. And we have one, another, there's another fat one there. So I do have to come out and pick strawberries. This is the dill circle that I'm working on. So let me zoom in so you can see that little tiny dot down there. That's my dill. Doing it for the monarchs and also so I can have fresh dill. All right, this was a bare root and it's doing good, but this guy as usual is showing out. So here's my blueberries. This net is over to keep the birds out, and I still need to put it over here more. But that's what that's for. So my blueberries are here. This is the Chicago Peace. And these are the Candyland that we bought from a nursery. All right, guys. This is my little chair I just sat in. I'm looking for something small to put out here to sit in the shade, but for now I'm just using that. Peppermint here that is root bound. I need to put it in something else. All right, we're back to talking about berries again. Here are some of my raspberries. And I don't remember what kind this is either. Okay. Then over here are some fatter ones. So this is like a bush. And then the other one is vining. But you see how raspberries here. There's my pineapple sage. There's another blueberry plant. That one in that pot there. Let me zoom out. I think it died. And then these are more cherry tomatoes. Here. Okay, guys, that's the backdrop. And we're going to walk out because we have more. Yes, there's more. So we're walking out. Let's take a look at the trellis again. Really nice. I might want to back up so you can see it. All right, the trellis, okay. I keep forgetting that I'm zoomed in. Okay. There's the sage there, it's doing well. And then these are two more flowers that I found discounted, guys. That's how I usually buy my flowers. Then I just make sure I trim them up really well, because I really don't want to pay full price for the flowers. They cost a lot. Another blueberry plant. And then right here, my husband finally got that little hole you see. He finally got the elephant ears planted. So we're walking out. This is a pokeberry. And yes, I know they're poisonous, but they're really hard to pull up. So I'm going to get that pulled up. And then along here is just where I'm going to have flowers. So really nothing happening there now. So we're going to move on over. This is where I planted some corn because where I originally planted it, it didn't come up. Oh, I finally have a flower on this. It's called a Whopper. This is called the Whopper beefsteak tomato. Got that at the nursery as well. Here's my clematis. Now, guys, I started this some little, so I think I'm doing pretty well because you can buy them really big, but I didn't. And if you're wondering about this trellis, I got this out of Costco for about $23. But I have been seeing that some people have been getting them for like $19, but I paid $23 for mine. Here's our struggling little watermelon here. I'm hoping to get some watermelon this year. A volunteer sunflower. I don't know what that is. Probably a weed. I'm probably going to have to pull it. And here is my Tuscan melon. Guys, those are really hot, so if you can save the seeds after you eat them, I would advise doing that. There's another one that popped up. So I'm going to come in here and compost this really well. This is mostly compost, but I'm going to compost it really well so I can get some watermelon. And I believe that this guy here is a Cosmo because I have one in the other bed over there. And we're going to go and talk about my beans. Here are my lima beans. They're doing well. They're off to a slow start because this is kind of shady, but I know that beans, you know, with the heat. And plus, this is the space I had, so it is what it is. All right, Mr. Scarecrow there. There's another lima bean. Another lima bean. Let me go to the back here and talk about... Look, guys, keep forgetting the name of my plants. This is a purple... No, I remember now. This is a purple burgundy pea plant. And you see the little... That's why it's called purple burgundy there. All right, and there's the other one there. And I got one on the far end that's kind of struggling. All right. This the compost bin that, yeah, it looks raggedy, I know, but I'm going to mend it. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This was supposed to be corn, but I think I put too many sticks in the bottom. So I really didn't get any corn, so I'm going to have to try again next year. But it's fine. All right, we're going over. I still need to plant something else in this because I planted all sorts of things. Don't know what's going on with it. So the only thing that's over here is kale now. All right, so we're going to walk out through and go take a look at the chicks. You guys can see how big they've gotten. If you've been watching my videos, and if you are, thank you. And if you're not, please subscribe. I promise I'm going to get better. So here's the chicks. And as you can see, they're running up because they think I have worms. I don't. I found them some this morning, but I wasn't able to find any because we're not going to have rain for a couple of days, so it's pretty hot. Look at them, guys. They think I have some worms. I don't have any. I'm sorry. So the brown one there, that's a Sussex. And then the dark one, that's a Wyandotte. And it's still a different breed of Wyandotte. As you can see, they're getting beautiful. They are so beautiful. And the children have become accustomed to picking them up now. So none of us are freaked out anymore. And if you're wondering, well, why are you freaked out? Well, it's our first time getting chickens, so, you know, we weren't used to it. But they're all over here. They think I have worms. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do for them for worms, and then we're going to wrap this up. But aren't they gorgeous, guys? And I do have more coming, so you guys can stay tuned to that. Then we're going to walk over here of the other surprise, which I'm pretty sure... No, I know all my subscribers, all 30 of you, are smart. So, yes, that's going to be the chicken coop here. That's what my husband is working on. So, why not keep it a surprise? I mean, you saw I had chicks, and you see this, so I'm pretty sure we all figured it was a chicken coop. So, you guys can just stay tuned to how it's going to look. So, over here, this was just a leaf pile that I used for mulching, and we just didn't get it up. So we've just been wetting this down and then like raking it over every morning and getting them out worms. I mean, they still eat like the bird feed. I'm not feeding them feed. I want to go all organic with their food. So that's what I've been doing. Then we're going to look here. That is one of the pear trees. That's the other one. See that other tall guy there? This one has 2 pears on it. So I guess I can walk you over. We have to put a door on this. Guys, I'm feeling a little bit better now. The reason I don't always walk back here because by the time I get done with that big garden and come back here, I'll be tired. So it has 2 pears on it. This one did not set flowers. Don't know why. I heard research actually that it's probably because it's still too young. So maybe that's the case. We're still working on the back of the property there. Still working on it. We're trying to get it surveyed there. You see the orange stick because we're having some problems with our neighbor trying to come in and take over. So we're still getting it surveyed. They're having a difficulty. All right, we're going to go over here. And then here is our plum tree. All these need doors. Nothing yet, but you can see that this one is still young. So. And then this is the most recent one that we bought. And then that's it for our fruit trees, except for the ones I showed you up front. So, guys, we'll end out, we'll end out with something else. I forgot. So over here, I bought another grape plant because the children don't really like the one that tastes like muscadines. So I bought this one. I was lucky to find it. This is a Concord grape. So we have this set up here in the backyard. So that's a Concord grape. And let me zoom you guys on something. If you're buying post, these here are actually real still. Now they have went up in price, but they're cheaper. So I want to say they're between $7 and $9, but the 9 is too high. No, they're not that much. This is what we started getting because the other ones, they went up to $11. So if you're getting post, try to get these guys. All right, you guys have a blessed day.